Welcome to Lesson 4 in Unit 14, Change Over Time. In this lesson, students will work to answer the question, how can we develop a model to compare and contrast the life cycles of different living things? In previous lessons, students figured out the common life cycle pattern among all plants and animals. Students figured out how to make scientific drawings or models. In this lesson, students organize picture data sets to observe the life cycles of several different living things. They will read books and watch a video in order to identify the commonalities among the life cycles of all living things. They will develop a model that will compare and contrast life cycles of various living things. This lesson is approximately 4 days. To begin, read the book Life Cycles by Angela Royston. Refer to the Teacher Read Aloud on Teacher Page 8. In the Explore portion of this lesson, put the class into 6 groups. Give each group a set of life cycle cards. Have them put those cards in order. The cards are numbered on the back if you need to refer to them. Ask students to give evidence for the order they chose. Then use the life cycle cards with the students to look for similarities and differences in stages of development. Students may point out that all life cycles have the following in common: birth, growth, and reproduction. Though death is not shown on the cards, it is another commonality. Using chart paper, you could create a Venn diagram using 2 of the card sets, taking student responses to create a class chart. For example, you could take the mouse card set and the chicken card set and look for similarities and differences in the stages of development of each. Next, explain to students that they are going to use what they have learned about scientific drawings known as models and life cycles in order to see how life cycles of certain living things are similar or different. Place students in pairs. Give each student pair a life cycles book. Explain to students that they should read the book together, either out loud or quietly on their own. After they read the book, they will use the pictures and words in the book to make their own life cycle chart for the organism. Use previous scientific drawings as well as drawings from the Life Cycles book by Royston to remind students of how a life cycle drawing should look. If time permits, you could also let students research their own sources from your school's library. When they are ready to draw, give students a copy of the Life Cycle Drawing Project rubric sheet on student page 9, as well as paper and coloring tools. Give students an opportunity to work on their drawings. As students are reading and drawing, be sure to circulate to make sure that they are on track and be available to clear up any vocabulary questions they may have. You may want to give students the opportunity to do peer review before they present their drawings. Once the student drawings are complete, allow students to observe other groups' drawings and compare their life cycle drawings to one or more groups. Have them use the Comparing Life Cycles models on student pages 10 through 11. Ask students, can you predict what would happen if there were no more births of certain organisms? Allow students to think, pair, share. Students should be able to predict that if there are no more births, the deaths of the current organisms would continue, and then there would eventually be no more of that type of organism. Students can also revisit the phenomenon of pink and green katydids by exploring the life cycle of a katydid and comparing that to their organism's life cycle. The nymphs look like smaller versions of the adults, only without wings. They go through several molts to grow to adult size and then later develop wings. Finally, evaluate students according to the rubric requirements on student page 9. By the end of this lesson, students figured out that we can use scientific drawings or models to compare the life cycles of living things. Each organism's life cycle is unique, but they all have a common pattern. The lessons so far have asked students to explore the life cycle of an individual within a species. In the next 2 lessons, students will consider how the traits an individual organism has can get passed on, and how traits might influence the individual's ability to complete their life cycle.